I use the AI Mirror app, which I'm kind of slightly addicted to, I think. I used to spend a lot of time doing photo editing stuff. But anyway, that wasn't even from the picture of me and Jeremiah. That was from the picture that I drew before I painted it or anything. So it was pretty awesome that it came out looking like that. It did a better job than I did, I think, maybe. Anyway, if you guys enjoy this reading, remember to support my channel in whatever way you can. Liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, leaving timestamps, donations, hitting the little super thanks button or super chat stickers, purchasing questions today. Everything that you guys do to support my channel really helps me out more than you guys know. So thank you so much for that. And let's get into this love message today. First, I got to get this open. I don't know why I didn't open it before I started this, but yeah. Apparently, I did not see a need for that. Ooh. So, the diamond in the rough. I am not just some prize to be won. Some of you may be very dissatisfied with the way that people have treated you over the last couple years. You have the key within yourself to unlock happiness, joy, motivation. Somebody else may have found the key as well and may see clearly exactly what needs to be done in order to bring out the best in you. Somebody may be shocked to realize certain aspects or certain things that have been going on. I don't know if that, I think that's a beach ball, not a basketball, but I've always seen it as a basketball, and now I'm like, oh, look, a beach ball. So there could be something about going to the beach with somebody as well. Maybe somebody coming across you at the beach. Fireworks. There could be something about the 4th of July. The 4th of July is getting ready to come up if you live in the U.S. or some other celebration where there's fireworks. Somebody's going to be having this light bulb moment. When you wish upon a star. I'm going to see if I can make this less blurry here. I don't know if you guys saw my mouth, but if you did, you did. My stupid phone is one of the Google Pixel 7s, and one of the selling points of this phone would be the camera on it, and yet the camera has issues with spontaneously shattering lenses. So that's the camera I'm working with lately. Sorry if these are all blurry. We have a light bulb here. We have fireworks. We have a diamond. We have a fork and a knife. Somebody may be getting ready to ask you on a date as well. Or this could be somebody that you have eaten dinner with recently. There's this little miserable guy here that almost looks like he's like bored, miserable guy. And then we have the parachute guy and the beach ball and the key in the sun that is smiling. It's a smiling sunshine. I really wish this phone was not so stupid. Maybe that is better. I don't know if that's better and you can see them better. In case anybody's wondering, in my Amazon wish list, I have a couple phones that I have put in there. One of them actually is not too bad price-wise, but it's going to be a little while before I can afford to replace my phone. So if anybody would like better visual quality or anything, check those out. Anyway, so let's see what else is going on with the love lives of the collective. Eating watermelon. Did you know that watermelon is actually one of the best ways to be able to break down and pass kidney stones? Yes, it is. I had a few kidney stones a few years back and almost died. After I got the one removed, I broke down and got rid of 8 of them on my own without medical help. Watermelon is one of the best ways to be able to break down kidney stones. So, yeah, there may be like, the sky is crying. Can't you see them tears roll down the street? Yes, it is. The sky is crying. It's crying for me today. Can't you see the tears of heaven rolling down the way? Yes, I know that is absolutely not part of that song, but you know what? I was singing along with it one day, and I decided to fill in some of the gaps with my own lyrics because there's a lot of gaps in that song with no lyrics going on. And it says a lot of the same thing over and over again, so yeah, you could feel like the sky is crying, like sadness is kind of enveloping you a little bit. Gemini, intelligent. Like maybe things are never going to quite change in your love life. Capricorn, ambitious. Aquarius, some of you could be very ambitious as far as your career goes or something to do with the law goes. Libra, you could have dealt with a lot of two-faced energy or a lot of people working against you in some way, trying to dismantle your love life. You definitely have some ancestors watching over from the other side that are not too happy about some of the things that have gone on. Somebody may be wanting to come forward and be honest about certain things as well. Somebody may have thought that they were intelligent enough to get one over on you. But I feel like you have seen what has happened. I feel like karma is getting ready to rain down, good and bad on both ends. Somebody's ready, or somebody's getting ready to get theirs for the way that they have treated you or the way that they have tried to block your love life, the pain or sadness they have tried to cause within you to keep you from moving forward. Somebody did not want you to see how much you shine because they did not want you to know that you had the keys to be able to create whatever it is that you desire. They didn't want you to know that there were people out there that were more similar to you, people out there that could bring you the happiness that they could not bring you for some of you as well. What's good with this blurry ass camera? I'm going to try using a different material really quick. See if that helps any. That helped a little bit, I think. Let's see. We're going to take this Q-tip here. And we are going to try this one more time to try to get this camera seeing better because this is annoying. It's annoying, guys. Okay. That is a little better. It's a little better. It's horrible, but that's okay. It's not about what it looks like, right? It's about the message. It's about those deeper things. Some of you may be learning that lesson as well, that it is not about what a situation looks like, but what a situation actually is. It's not about what a person looks like, but who that person actually is underneath the looks. Some of you could have had very strict regulations on certain aspects of your love life, like the ages, or like a scrub can. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. No, I don't want no scrub. Scrub is the guy that can't get no love from me. So, could be like monetarily certain aspects that you were like, yeah, this is a no-go. Sorry, that's not happening. Age or certain sex or something along those lines. Maybe even a certain job or job title. Things like that, that maybe you were like, nope, that's never going to happen. And then all of a sudden you find yourself in a situation where, yeah, that's kind of happening. And it's because the universe is trying to get you to wipe off that eyes of judgment thing so that you can really view things in a deeper way. 929. A, Anya, Anyanka. N, W, the sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Y, B. My blurry ass phone screen is driving me crazy today. O, P, boy, bay, Z, pan. Peter Panning. Q, S. Somebody may be wanting to walk away from a lot of things that are a part of who they are to be with you because they may feel like you would not accept them for all of who they are. So once again, with that whole judgment thing, nobody is ever going to be perfect in exactly every single thing we want. But sometimes we realize that even if it wasn't something we wanted at first, it's something we want now. S-U, Suki, K-A. What is Suki from? Oh, Witches of Eastwick. Y, U, H, D, N. High definition. So the Witches of Eastwick, where all three best friends fall in love with the same guy, they all get pregnant with his kid, and then they all find out that he's the devil. And they kind of banish him. Although they didn't do a very good job, because at the end of the movie, he's busy talking to the kids from the TV screen. Boa. A boa constrictor. Some of you could feel like you can't breathe, like you're not free when it comes to being in love relationships or situations. You may feel like people try to squeeze the life out of you. I don't get bitter, I just get better. People come and go like the weather. And I hit them with that okay. So you may also be learning how to let go of certain situations as well, even when they are situations that you really wanted. You may be getting more okay with the statement, we can't always get what we want. And you may be realizing that that's okay because there's always going to be new open doors in front of you as well. My doggies are outside playing. They love it out here. There's the babies. 2 of them. And the other one, she moves so quick it's hard to catch her. Hank is somewhere around here. I don't know where Hank is. Hank wanders a bit. But when he was with his last owner, he was allowed to wander pretty much all day sometimes. And he gets a little mad at me sometimes, I think, because I don't just let him wander around. You may... Sorry, guys. You may want to remember as well that love is not supposed to be a prison. For you or for the other person. Love is not supposed to be a prison. Love is not supposed to be something where people are tied down and they feel like they can't escape. Love is supposed to be about trust and respect. Kindness, caring, empathy, compassion, understanding. Freedom. Freedom! Yes, freedom. Love is not supposed to be a prison cell for you or another party, period. And so there is a need here to remember that. And to remember that if you love somebody but you don't trust them and you don't respect them, then that love is not deep enough to build something strong and long lasting, because there's no trust, there's no respect. At one point in time, I told somebody, because I kind of fell into bed with them pretty quickly. And I was like, you know what? The sex may have been pretty easy to get for you anyway, not for everybody, but for you, it might have been pretty easy to get. But the love, trust, and respect, that's something on a whole different level. That is something that requires more. It requires time, energy, and effort to build that. And if you destroy it, it requires a lot of that to build it back. And there's definitely a transformation going on with how you see things and the path that you feel like you're meant to walk down. You have been through a whole hell of a lot, but the entire time you've been able to keep your eyes on the hope and the light at the end of the tunnel. 444. There's going to be a lot for you to celebrate here in the near future, and a lot of that reason is going to be because you have been building solid, strong foundations within yourself and within the connections around you. Instead of being fake foundations or faulty foundations, instead of being built off of that shallow energy, You're going to be building things off of that deeper energy, that stronger energy, that more authentic and real energy. You're going to be presenting your real self, and you're going to be calling people when they're not presenting, calling people out when they're not presenting their real energy. So, let's get some of these cards out here. Oh yeah, I never did make any words out of this either. Puzzle. On How I Met Your Mother, they were talking about making a bar named Puzzles. Boku Raton. Houdini. Howdy, 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 howdy. Howdy, howdy. So there could actually be somebody as well that's kind of jealous in the background and may even be sabotaging things because they don't want you to be able to build a new connection with somebody. They see the love, they see the care. Anne of Green Gables. I've never actually watched that one or read that book, but so I'm not sure what story that is. And Mansfield Park is coming to mind too. That one I do know what story it is. Some of you could also be kind of creating a bigger story in your head than what's actually going on in certain situations too. Showdown. There may be a showdown. There might actually end up being a fight over you in some way. Brothers or sisters, siblings, twins. Hank. You know what's really funny about that? Hanky Panky is in here. Down by the river, or down by the banks of the Hanky Panky, where the girls and the boys like to hanky panky or something like that. I don't even remember how that goes from when I was a kid, but I was thinking about that rhyme earlier today, and I was thinking about that rhyme this morning, and those letters are actually in here. Wanker. Bridget Jones' Diary. Yeah, there could definitely end up being some sort of energies fighting over you. Bank, and you may end up having a decision to make. Somebody might actually be trying to use their bank account as a way in as well. That's another reason why you had to really learn a lot about what it is that you truly want on a deeper level and not the surface level of those things, not the what it looks like, but what it actually is underneath. There's a lot of times that people, when they're using their bank account to try to get in the door, they think that you can be bought. And then they treat you like you are a product that they picked up at the store. And that's not okay. Who the fuck wants to be treated like some product they picked up at the store? Nobody. Nobody wants to be treated like a commodity. What they want, what they want, what they want. Dollar signs, yeah, no, that's what they want. What they want, what they want, what they want. Y'all ain't fooling me at all. No, no, no. Dollar signs, yeah, and I'm a commodity. That is Russ, if people don't know. Do It Myself is a good one, too. And that song is called What They Want by Russ. Song and dance. Somebody wants romance. Somebody wants song and dance and laughter and light and beauty. And somebody may be a hopeless romantic. And they may be a hopeless romantic that feels like they do not have much to offer you on a physical, financial, and stability type of level. They may feel like you can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. But in that song, if you notice, she's working at a fast food restaurant and this guy comes in and he's a big hit singer and blah, blah, blah. He's got like 5 women behind him and he's buying all the shit that they want. And he's like, hey, you don't need to be working here. You can have whatever you like. And come on over here with us. Come be just another nameless hoe. Side chick king. And all because they have the money to buy their way, so they think they don't got to give anything else. So yeah, somebody's pretty much done and over with that type of energy. We have the flashlight shining a light on these footprints too. What kind of footprints are these people leaving on the world as they're walking through it? There's a pirate here too. Somebody might have been trying to steal from you or make your profits or your financial stability or things like that go into the trash. And that's another thing that a lot of people who are trying to buy people tend to do. They try to destroy what they could be creating in their own life because they want to make sure that they have to be dependent on them for that financial stability, because that's the only thing they got to offer, or they feel like that's the only thing they got to offer. So they want to make sure that the other person isn't doing very well, so they have something to offer, and so that they aren't leaving. Something that they need to offer, because some people feel like it's better to have something they need to offer, because then they won't leave because they need that, instead of, wanting them around. And actually, that's something that's going to last a whole hell of a lot longer when you want somebody around and when they want you around. So even if somebody's like relying on you for your money and that's all that's there, it's time to get rid of situations like that. It's time to, even if you have a lot of love in it and it's not even about that, but that person, for them, it's about that because they can't even see any deeper than that. And they're just pulling on your money bags or money strings and your purse strings and wanting everything that you can give to them financially. But what else do they want? Do they actually want you, or do they just want your money? When it comes to coming into those connections, don't be spending all of your money thinking that that's the way that you can get these people to stay. And vice versa. Don't be staying around just because somebody's spending all their money. Yes, money is extremely important to people, so it can feel like, hey, I'm really important to this person because they're spending all their money on me. They're trying to buy you. They're trying to make sure that they give you a lifestyle that you can't compete with on your own, so that you get comfortable in this lifestyle and you don't want to be in the lifestyle you were in before you walked into the door. And I'm not saying all of them are like that, because they aren't. There are some that actually genuinely do care and love you. But just make sure that you are taking that into account when you're dealing with people. And also the freedom aspect of it again, because love is not supposed to be a prison cell. So, let's see what other messages we end up getting for this message today. And in between messages, remember guys, if you enjoy this reading or you get something from it, like, share, comment, subscribe, leave timestamps, donations, make a purchase. All of those things really help me out so much, you guys. I really appreciate anything that you guys do to support this channel. It helps me to be able to take care of myself and support me and my needs while I'm here to help support you on your path. So, we got florist, social worker. So there could be some flowers getting ready to be sent to somebody's office or something like that as well. Archaeologist. There could be some crystals involved here. Somebody could have gave you crystals as a present, or somebody may be intending to do that. Bartender, waiter, waitress, and paramedic. That one movie with the cop and the waitress, where they end up getting that lottery ticket and they win it together, is coming to mind. Somebody could feel like they won the lottery just by being able to be around you or in your energy in whatever way. Somebody could be feeling like you walking into their life was like one of the best things that could have happened. Someone might actually have a near-death experience as well, and this could be something that shifts things and pushes them forward, because somebody might all of a sudden go, wait a second, I only have so much time. And since I only have so much time, I want to make sure to do the things that I actually want to do, so I don't have to live with those regrets later, or so I don't die with those regrets. You may be uncovering something as well. What's funny is recently the bartender was the only one that actually touched my drink before it came to me with something in it. So you might actually be uncovering some of the things, suspect things. Somebody else might be finding out that you were telling the truth about certain things happening. Self-confidence and on target. And somebody might actually be finding out who's doing it. That could be why there's this fight energy too. Somebody may actually want to fight to defend you. Strong self-belief and a sense of self-worth. Once again, I am very sorry about my camera and how fucking blurry it is today. I got the Google Pixel 7 when I did my upgrade, because I could get it for free by turning in my Google Pixel 3, and I knew I was going to have some issues with it because that Google Pixel, yeah, not a good phone, don't get it. One of the selling points of this phone was the camera, which is funny considering it has a spontaneously shattering lens. So the lens shattered like 2 weeks maybe after I got the phone. Once again, if anybody would like to do something about that, awesome, because I do actually have one in my Amazon wish list, or extra donations would help me be able to get a new one, something like that. But otherwise, message is important, not the quality of the picture so much. There definitely be something that you're not seeing clearly as well, but you are still on target. Don't feel like the blurry vision you have at this moment is something that is causing you to fall off your path, because you are definitely on target and on point in your life. Follow your ideal life path. What is your ideal life path? It may not be the same ideal life path as everybody else has. Everybody else might think you're a little bit nuts for going down the path you want to go down, but I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. Nourish the soul. Respect your boundaries. And observe in silence. So, nourishing your soul, respecting your boundaries is nourishing your soul. You're meant to be seen, you're meant to be heard, you're meant to be out there, bold, daring, in charge, large and in charge. You're not meant to be some sniveling, sad thing in the corner, hiding away from the world. You are not meant to be put in your place by a partner. You are meant to be a leader, standing next to another leader, working as partners, equals. The strength, stability, and amazingness that you are going to find in this connection that's coming up for you is going to be something the likes of which you've never seen in your life. I feel like a lot of you that are my collective have not even had a strong, solid, life-withstanding friend throughout your life. There's a lot of people who have friends that they've been friends with since they were like 2 years old. I don't feel like you're the type of person who's had that in your life. But this next love relationship and partnership that you're going to be walking into is going to be exactly that. It's going to be something that is going to stand the test of time. Something where you're going to be able to speak about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. You're going to be able to speak about everything that you believe in and everything you think about. And this person's going to be excited about that, wanting to listen to that, wanting to express their own. There's going to be a very deep bond and a very deep connection coming in your near future. Something that is definitely life partnership material. And once again, you may not be seeing this at this current moment, but you know in your mind's eye that it is true. You have been lapping up the waters of life, cleansing yourself, healing yourself, learning how to go with the flow, learning how to be okay with the way things are. I don't get bitter, I just get better. People come and go like the weather. And I just hit them with that okay. I know there's a lyric missing there, but I don't care. Anyway, you're not getting better anymore. You're leveling up, you're growing, you're moving forward. If something doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, then that's just not for you. You're understanding a lot more than you used to, 933 and 22. What exactly it takes to make a balanced, peaceful, harmonious connection. What an equal give and take in love is. You've been through a lot, but you are looking at the bright side. You are really focusing on the good aspects of that. And you're creating beauty because of it. Because of this learning you've done. You have been able to overcome each and every obstacle that came your way. I feel like there is definitely going to be a very solid connection in your future. where it does get through all of those obstacles, where hope stays alive in the back of your minds and the back of your hearts, regardless of how hard things get. The both of you are going to be very forgiving and understanding of each other, very empathetic and compassionate, very giving, loving, and generous with each other. A black and yellow butterfly. If you have a dad on the other side, they would like to say hello. Even if they're on this side, energy is energy. Hello, this is what I want for you, duh. I want you to be able to be happy with the person that you love. You're going to be taking times to observe things in silence, not rushing to expose everything so quickly, but giving the level that they are giving when it comes to that. Allowing yourself to open up slowly and steadily, and allowing them to do the same. It's a mirrored energy. And a lot of you, this is going to be somewhat the opposite of how you used to be when it came to connections. You might be realizing that that rushing in with the no boundaries thing and the everybody knowing everything about everyone from the very beginning is not necessarily the best way to go about it at times. Growing something slowly and steadily and allowing people time to take in what they have heard or what they have found out and kind of grasp it before throwing so much on their plate that they could never possibly be able to understand it all. 44. 5 of Cups. The Lovers. The 8 of Swords. Freeing yourself from the self-imposed prison of staying stuck on the past connections or relationships. Freeing yourself of the sadness over the lost friendships. Over the lost connections. No longer allowing those connections to pull you down into the state of drowning in your emotions. Your sadness, your guilt, your shame, your pain. No longer wearing this like it is the most important thing in the world, but allowing it to just fall away. Allowing that big old cover that's been covering you up for so long, that comforter, to just fall off. And rising up out of those shadows, standing in your light, and truly seeing the connections in front of you for what they are, instead of focusing so much on the connections behind you. And especially when it comes to blaming the new people who come in for what the past people did. They may have some similarities in traits or similarities in the ways that they think or behave in life, but that doesn't make them that past person. So you are starting to be able to let those things go and not have those things affect you in your love life so much. You're freeing yourself, and you are also ready to tame the beast. Ready to accept and understand that every fucking partner you ever have will have a shadow side. They will have demons, just like you do. Everyone has those demons. 33. It's all in whether or not they dance well together. It's all in whether or not they play well together. It's all in whether or not they want to kill each other and they want to stab each other and they want to drain each other, or if they want to have fun and happiness and joy. If they want to be those partners in crime, that Bonnie and Clyde. I want to rob a bank and throw the money through the streets. I want to say, stick 'em up, please. But I'm too worried about what other people think. So you're coming out of an energy of worrying about what anybody else thinks about who you are or what you're doing too. In this 8 of Swords, she's wearing this jackass costume. I know it's really hard to see today, guys. But she's wearing this jackass costume and she's surrounded by all these swords and she's like hunched down, hugging her legs, like crying over looking like a fucking idiot, looking like a jackass, or ashamed of the actions she has taken because she feels like it's a sin, or whatever the fucking case may be. You're done with that. You're done. You are done thinking that people who stay in a connection for 20 years, even though it's toxic, are somehow better people than you are. You're done feeling guilty or ashamed of walking away from situations that brought out the worst in you and brought out the worst in the other person too. You're also starting to realize that those situations, when they were toxic for you, they were toxic for the other parties involved as well. And by walking away, you were not only doing something good for you, you were doing something good for them. Kind of like the time that my ex-husband, put his hands on me in the kitchen, and he had me about an inch from his face holding me there, and then his hand went down and he started clenching his fist. I watched him fucking black out. He was stone cold sober and he blacked out. He was about ready to hit me. And I put my hands in the middle of his chest and I shoved myself back, ripping myself free from his hands. And I looked him straight in the eyes and I told him, if you ever lay another motherfucking hand on me, you will never see me again. Because that is the one abuse that I have never went through. And that is the one abuse that I will never allow. Period. I'm not going through it anytime soon. And I watched his eyes shift back. And I told him later, as much as I did that for me, I did that for you too. Because as much as I didn't want to be living with or dealing with that monster, I also knew you didn't want to become that monster. The couple times he had blacked out in the past was in defense of a woman, being bullied by a male. He spent his life fighting against that, but he was fighting himself because his dad is a part of him. And acknowledging that, accepting that, and then working to heal the issues that cause that energy. That energy of, if you're not going to submit to me, listen to me, and shut your mouth and be what I want you to be, then I'm going to put my hands on you. Because if I can't control you, that's the way that I control you. Healing all of those things, loving those parts of himself, accepting those parts of himself, and figuring out what's causing that energy or that feeling or that desire and letting it go is what would help him the most. And those are the things inside yourself that you are starting to heal and let go of. You're starting to acknowledge, and you're starting to acknowledge them with a lack of self-hate and an abundance of self-love. And whoever this future partner is that you're going to be having this beautiful connection with, they may be somebody that you already know, that you're already slowly building that bond with, but whoever this is, they're going to have that same energy too. That belief that who they are is not an evil person, but there are certain things about them that they need to make sure to keep an eye on, to be vigilant about. They need to make sure to find other ways to handle them, or ways to, hey, I just need a minute so that I can calm down and relax. Everything's fine. We can come back to this here in a few minutes, but right now I just need to take myself away. There's many different ways that you can handle things like that. And those people who can't handle taking that space before readdressing the problem, they can learn how to handle that too. A lot of times it's abandonment issues or neglect issues that cause them to have a problem with taking that space. Before finishing that argument. And a lot of times when you're in that energy and you're like, no, we need to finish this now. We need to talk now. Then you got to pull yourself back down out of that angry energy, that upset energy, that explosive energy that's going on around you in that fight. And you need to pull them back down too so you can stand there and have that conversation. Because I've experienced that as well. Communication is a beautiful thing. And I feel like even if it doesn't start out that way, this connection that you're meant to be in, you're going to have amazing communication within it. There's a megaphone here. Yes, amazing communication. And the bunny and the ball again came out. Airplane. Completely fucking shocked and blown away, like, holy fuck, what the hell is this? Stop. Wait a second. Hold up. Hand me your cup, we'll put some liquor in it. I can't remember what song that is, but it popped in my mind in the middle of that. And I know that's not the exact lyrics, but that's just what popped in my mind. So loosening up and just enjoying yourself, enjoying the moment. You may actually be getting ready to go on a trip somewhere. Some of you could be taking a plane somewhere. Some of you could be like really just confused and blown away and like, what the fuck is going on here? Because everything is shifting and changing so quickly. You may be having a lot of messages coming in as well. Your phone just may be going off on a regular basis. There's two balloons here floating away together as well. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, and risk brings reward. So there's going to be a risk that you're going to be taking in the near future, something that you may not usually do. And it may be something that just pops up out of nowhere and surprises the fuck out of you, but it feels so magical. And you may be taking this chance on this situation, giving it some gas so it can go, winding it up in some way. There may be some sort of stuffed animal that you end up getting as well in the near future. The key is you put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. You put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. There's going to be a lot of fertility, a lot of growth, a lot of beauty coming into your love life. There's going to be a lot of sexual energy coming into your love life too. Oh, what is that song where it's like, I love the way you make it bounce, bounce. I don't know. It's a rap song. Now I got bounce for me. Bounce for me, baby. Bounce for me. I love to watch it when you on top. Going like you just can't stop. Yeah, there's definitely going to be an equal give and take and a reciprocated energy when it comes to the sexual aspects of this relationship. You may even end up having a child with this person as well. That one was not anybody's song. That one was just some random shit that I'm spewing. There's going to be gifts coming your way as well. This person that you're dealing with could be somebody a bit nerdy, or somebody that spends a lot of time studying, or somebody that spends a lot of time playing games. This could be somebody that you dealt with a lot in the wintertime as well, or it could be somebody that's coming in the wintertime. But there's like this scrapbook with a snowflake on it. So there could be, you know, some pictures that you have of each other in the wintertime. Or you could have spent a lot of time together in the wintertime. During a cold time in your life as well. During a cold time in your life, or in this person's life, in both of your lives. Like true colors. Your true colors are beautiful. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful. Little luxuries generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. Water. Work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. So there's definitely a need to cleanse, to find your heart again, to pull yourself out of any kind of drowning type of energy, of feeling like the entire weight of the world is on your shoulders, and how you can never do anything right, and everything is always a mess, and everything always falls apart. 44, 404, error code. Because that creates that error code in your life. That creates that mindset that you're never going to get anything right, and nothing's ever going to fall into place the way that it should. Nothing's ever going to be the way you want it to be, and everything's always going to be a mess. And everything's a mess, and no one likes to be alone. Isn't anyone trying to find me? Won't somebody come take me home? It's a damn cold night, trying to figure out this life. Why is everything so confusing? Maybe I'm just out of my mind. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, coming out of that energy, It's a damn cold night, trying to figure out this life. Standing on a bridge, waiting for the sound. I thought that you'd be here by now. There's nothing but the rain, no footsteps on the ground. I'm listening, but there's no sound. Isn't anyone trying to find me? Won't somebody come take me home? It's a damn cold night. So, love and loyalty, token of appreciation. Libra, charming. Leo, generous. Cancer, Capricorn. You have a lot of options in front of you. Loud, lonely, tone. Watch your tone. These options that you have in front of you are because you have earned them. These options you have in front of you are there because you have set aside your pride and your ego. Because you've set aside the bitterness, the hurt, the pain, the guilt, the shame, the sadness, the loss. And you've turned around and you've seen the beauty in front of you. And you've seen the friendship. And the friendship is what is most important at the end of the day in any connection that you're in. It doesn't matter if you're trying to make a relationship. At the end of the day, are you friends? Because that's what's most important. You're a very caring, nurturing, beautiful energy. You're very loyal to those that you call family. You may be a little bit defensive over your heart at times, which could also cause you to jump into that pride and ego energy. When you're defensive of your heart and your heart gets bruised easily, you can jump into that pride and ego energy very quickly. You can jump into that defensive energy very quickly as well. Some of you may be indecisive or unsure about which connection to choose. But trust me, you are the beauty for some beast out there, or you are the beast for some beauty out there. There is someone who your demons will dance well with, and your angels will dance well with too. Window. I can't remember the beginning part of that song, but don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all. But I think you're moving too fast. At the beginning of that, it's like a lonely mother staring out the window. Yeah, some of you could definitely deal with people in your life who love you very much, but who are also worried about you. Worried about the decisions you're making, worried about the pace you're going at. A little anxious and nervous because they don't want you to be hurt. They don't want you to be destroyed by the people around you. They don't want you to be... Maybe this person, okay, my mom, when I was younger, she used to say all this fucking shit to me, and I swear it sounded like she was calling me a whore every time I turned around. What the fuck, Mom? Why the hell are you saying this shit to me? And finally, I said something to her about it one day, and she's like, that's not why I'm saying those things. I'm saying those things because I know that you're like me. And just having sex with somebody, that's going to have more meaning to you than it might to the person that you're with. And I don't want you to be hurt by them. But when you get to that level where you are not stuck on a situation where the friendship is more important to you, and also where you're wanting someone who wants you as much as you want them, and you're not just wanting whoever happens to pop up into your life. When you get to that level where the respect, trust, and love are harder to earn and keep, and they're not just given freely to whoever you sleep with simply because you believe that whoever you sleep with, you're supposed to make sure to stay with, or whatever the case may be, when the religions of the world are not tampering with who you fucking are, when you're able to be more free spirited and just enjoy a situation while it lasts for what it is and not cling on to it if it falls away, then you're not in that energy anymore. Then those connections and those situations are not destroying you anymore and taking everything you are without leaving you with anything. They aren't leaving you dried up and feeling sad, lost, and alone. Instead, they're leaving you in an energy of feeling like you can do anything you put your mind to. And feeling like I am ready for the next adventure. I'm ready for that next open door. I am ready to try something new because this apparently was not meant to be. But I can still keep looking and trying. There may be a lot of naysayers in your life and you may get the wrong idea from it. You may misconstrue it. You may think that they're somehow against you or they don't want you to have happiness. But that's not what it is. They just don't want you to be hurt the way that they've been hurt. Because they know how cruel this world can be. How awful it can be at times. When it comes to mothers with their little boys or fathers with their little girls, it's even worse. Because that song is actually about a lonely mother of a little boy staring out the window. So, and also she put all of her eggs into that basket. And so when it's time for her kid to leave, now she's got nothing. And that's the whole thing too. If you do have children and you are working on making sure that they are happy and content and you're doing everything and taking care of them and all that kind of stuff, at the end of the day, you still have to have a life around you. Just like when you get into a relationship, at the end of the day, you still have to have a life around you. What if that person died tomorrow? What if you were so enmeshed in that situation that you ended up dying a week later because there was nothing left for you? Because everything you were was that person instead of everything you are being you. And that person adds to the happiness and joy in your life. And that responsibility isn't such a big fat burden on their back either. Because that person knows that you have other things in your life as well. And vice versa, they have other things in their life. Plus, the thing that's going to make your children the happiest in this world is you being happy. You being healthy. You being in good connections, you having good friends, you having a life, you really experiencing the world. And that's also going to show them how to do that as well. So, Tarzan, DW from Arthur. If anybody ever watched that, Tuna. U-T-O, Tanya. N, Ton. L, London. K, Katsui. Y, U, A, Katana. You may really enjoy watching anime with your partner as well. For somebody here, Leighton, Dalton, Delta, Dot, Naughty. Somebody's been naughty. Yawn. Yeah, somebody's just sick of being bored too in their life. Sick of not living life. There's been a collective energy lately about deaths, possibly over the last couple of years or incoming, closing out of lives that are very important to us. And all of that bringing really big transformations into our energy, into what we're doing, into how we're behaving, into how we're seeing things. That's where this sick of this boredom energy comes from. That's where I am sick of not living my life. I'm sick of not doing something. I don't want to wake up every day and do the same thing and then one day wake up and be dead. And never having actually done anything, experienced anything, tried anything, gone anywhere. And everybody these days, and it's not even just these days, it's been for a long fucking time now. It's been since even the hunter-gatherer days. People want a place that they can just settle and call home. I would like to have a place that I could do that too. But I would also really enjoy being able to travel the world and getting to see other things, experience other things, go places, things like that. It would be nice to have a partner to do that with. And I'm feeling like there's a lot of people here that are feeling that energy too, that gypsy-like energy. She was a gypsy, gypsy girl. So much to see, so much to do. By the way, that is Gypsy Girl. It might be Gypsy Girl on the Sugar Shack Sessions page. They do some fucking amazing music. It's a big group of artists all together. And there's some pretty fucking amazing music in there. A lot of it is like a reggae type of feel to it. But it's more of like a modern and white reggae. A lot of it's white reggae. There is some black people on there too, but you know, because reggae in the past was 90% probably black people. It's kind of like that combined with soul music a little bit almost. I got this cute little puppy here. I love my mom very much and she loves me the same. And these beautiful flowers. So if you're feeling like you're not a good mom, you're a good mom. But I just had to share that with you because it's sitting on my dash now. I put my RV into storage for the moment because I'm sick of dragging it around. It has almost become a burden because it doesn't run and I constantly have to have somebody tow it to a new place and the people around her suck. But anyway, my girls gave that to me on Mother's Day. The biggest reason that they picked that one is because I used to have a dog that sang like that, and it had the fan that lit up when you turned it on. And it came from a particular guy, one that they miss very much too. So I also had a hat from another one that the dog always wore, and I took them and I burned them about 2 years ago. I didn't realize they didn't know that I had burned them. I had talked about it in the past, but apparently they never actually heard it. So they were like, "You burned it? Why would you do that? I could have taken it." And I was like, "Because I didn't want you to take it. I wanted it to be gone. I needed to transmute that energy." So a lot of you have been clearing out that old energy. You have been really removing that old energy. And as you do, and as you clear that space, that new energy can come in. Kind of like this new puppy came in. And now I got a new puppy to play with and listen to the music from. And it came from my kids. You are a magnet at this time. And in the past, you've been a magnet too. But what you didn't realize is you were magnetically attracting this sadness, this hurt, this pain. It's my party, I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Ba 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 ba. Yes, you would cry too if it happened to you. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Of course you're going to cry. Of course you're going to grieve when there's a loss, when there's something removed from your life, when it's somebody really important to you too. You're probably going to be expressing a lot of things very vocally as well. You're probably going to be looking back on the past memories, reliving those experiences, and there's going to be a lot of hurt and pain and sadness as you're doing that. But each time you look back on those memories, don't let anybody tell you that it's not a good thing to look back on it, that that's what's causing you to be stuck in it. Because every time that you look back on those memories, they shift, they change. That sadness grows a little less and a little less until you're looking back on those memories and you're laughing. Because in that moment, that wasn't a sad moment, that was a happy moment. Regardless of whether or not that situation is still going on or is still a part of your life, it's still a part of you and what created you and what made you. And those happy moments made you just as much as the misery did, just as much as the scars did, just as much as the sadness and the loss and the pain did. those moments of just laughing, those moments of joy, those moments of being able to live in that moment and be a part of life. Those moments that some of us left behind for a long time at points in our lives. But we're recapturing those moments, opening up to the joy and the beauty, wishing big again, dreaming big again, and believing that those dreams are possible. Blowing out our birthday candles and having the biggest wish inside of our heart and knowing that that wish is going to come true. A, B, C. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. So, dawn. It's the dawn of a new day. It's a new life. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. And I'm feeling good. Ba, ba, da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Thank you guys again for whatever you do to support this channel, whether it be liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, leaving timestamps, donations, purchasing services, anything you guys do. All of that stuff helps me out so much. I really appreciate you guys. And anything that you guys do on that front helps me to be able to support me, as I'm here to support you on your paths and throughout your journeys. So thank you guys so much for giving back for these healing sessions that we do. It really does give purpose to the last 20 or so years of my life. Actually, my whole life. But, you know, the last 20 or so years I've been working toward this and on this, even if I didn't know at first exactly what it was that I was working on. I decided at a very young age that I wanted to be a therapist for abuse survivors. It shifted and changed as I got older. It transformed into something different because I couldn't do what I do in that job position. Plus, I spent about 18 years at this point studying psychology, human behavior. Well, I studied human behavior most of my life, especially considering, you know, the abusive and chaotic environment I grew up in as a child. You notice and pay attention to everything. You have a tendency to emotionally regulate. You have a tendency to make sure that you are paying attention to what's going on around you all the time. You become very hypervigilant. And in doing so, you know what's crazy? My older sisters, I can fucking, if somebody ties me up, I can be out in 10 seconds. 10 seconds flat. And I mean, they sat and worked on those fucking knots. They were so happy of those knots, proud of those knots, and then bam, I'm out. My older sister and her boyfriend at the time, and my other older sister, they used to tie me to a chair on a regular basis, sometimes with the vacuum cord. They used to tie me to a chair on a regular basis. And it was a fun game for them at first, I'm sure, because, you know, it took me a little while to get out and I was busy and preoccupied for a little bit. But it became a very big nuisance and something horrible because they would start tying me down. It would take them like 5 minutes to tie me down and I'd be there for 30 seconds and I'd be out. Woohoo! I got very good at that. But on the other side of that coin, if anybody ever tried to kidnap me, they would have really underestimated my abilities to be able to get the fuck out of whatever they tied me in. That could be something that would be a very big benefit. You have the ability to be able to get out of any knots that you're tied in. You've learned, you've grown, you've gone through so much, and you've done it so many times that you know exactly what you're doing when it comes to these situations. Do not let anybody talk you out of that either. I have a feeling that that is, in a lot of ways, reference to whether or not your demons can play well with another person's demons. You may be somebody who very clearly sees the shadow side within people, as well as the light side within people. And you may have only used to see the light side, but a lot of the things that you've gone through over the last few years have really opened you up to that shadow side too. To where you are clearly seeing a lot of people's shadow sides, a lot of people's demons. A lot of what people have to offer to situations, what they don't have to offer to situations, who they are, what their past was like, what their culture or their beliefs are in certain aspects. And you're starting to recognize and understand which ones clash with yours and which ones are most important to you and which ones you can let go. And so there may be people who try to convince you that they're not that type of person or whatever the case may be, but you know deep down what the truth is. So don't let anybody convince you otherwise when it comes to what your truth is or what you feel like certain situations are going to lead to. Sorry, guys. Or what you feel like certain situations are going to lead to. Sorry. I am trying to do something and needed my hands for a minute, and I figure since the screen's all blurry anyway, what's it matter if it's pointed at something in particular? So, everything that you've been working on for so long and every connection you've had is going into this. Every romantic situation you've been involved in is something that you gain more knowledge and wisdom and self-understanding and awareness through. And also understanding and awareness of other people. You're a very observational person. You're somebody who can sit back and listen. You're somebody who can really see very deeply into a situation if you allow yourself to. And if you don't allow yourself to be talked out of it by people who are only seeing into situations on a very shallow level. Yeah, you're coming out of that dark basement and you are realizing certain things in the light of the day. Let's see what else we get here. Daywalker. Daywalker. I don't know why Daywalker came out of my mouth just now, but no vampires for you. Dog walker, daycare. So there could be something to do with your animals or children. There could be something to do with a job position as well that's going to open up to you. And this may have something to do with your love life and your heart being able to open up again. Some of you have been really trying to figure out whether or not you should leave a shitty ass fucking job that you absolutely hate, that you have no passion for, that fills you with misery every day of your life. Fuck yes, get the hell out of there. What is wrong with you? Why is this even an indecision choice here? But it is, because people feel like having this stable, long-term, solid thing is important. I'm too old to be starting over now, or whatever the case may be. No, it is time. I can't start over. And if I get out of here, then I'm not going to have what I need. Finances and payroll. Exactly. I'm not going to have what I need if I decide to leave this situation and blah, 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 blah. Yes, you will. You have everything you need. Everything you need and everything you want are two very different things. You may not have everything that you want for a little while. And you may have to start off at the bottom of the totem pole in some way. But that is okay. Because you will be able to work your way up. And you will be able to get to the level you want to be at. And you will be much happier doing something that you love. Doing something that you enjoy. Social worker. Cashier. And social worker came out earlier too. And aquarium. Working with animals in some way. Working with children in some way. Doing something that makes a difference in this world. Deep sea diving. Doing something that's exploratory. Doing something that they haven't actually been able to figure out yet in some way. Did you know that there's like 90% of our world's oceans that have not even been explored? You could be the first one to be exploring some of those new uncharted territories. In whatever field you are in. Discovering new things. Inventing new things. Seeing things for the first time. Showing others new things. The wisdom and the knowledge that you have and that you have developed throughout your life is something very important. It should be shared. It should be seen. It should be known. And instead of staying in this comfort zone, you are going to decide to take this leap of faith and to go after what it is that truly brings you that inspiration, that motivation, that drive that makes you feel good about your life and about yourself and about what you're doing every day. Something that you're passionate about, something that you're committed to, something that you really will stop at nothing to achieve. Something that drives you to go through every obstacle to get there. And that includes, when it comes to relationships, it's the same thing. When you find that person that makes you want to overcome every single hill and mountain in sight, makes you want to sacrifice your pride, put it aside, put your ego aside, makes you want to actually step out there and be vulnerable and show who you are and accept them for who they are, regardless of whether or not they're all things perfect or not, because they're never gonna be. But with the right person, it doesn't even fucking matter, because those scars become beautiful. See the signs. Focus and then act. The source of all. Those older souls in tiny little bodies. Anybody ever experienced that besides yourselves? When I was 10 years old, one of my best friends was my next door neighbor, who was about 38. And she was a drug addict. She had a lot of problems with abusive partners in her life, including her ex-husband, who had stolen her child from her, basically. And her child was about my age. But we used to sit and talk about pretty much everything. She used to sit and ask advice from me at 10. Do you know what usually causes those old souls? Angel! Come here! Come here! Angel! Sorry, guys. You know what usually causes those old souls, don't you? Princess, in. It is going through a lot, experiencing a lot. Angel! Come on! Get in the fucking car. Sadie, in the car. Princess, come on. Come on, get in the car. Thank you. Thank you. Princess, get over here. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Angel, come here. Come here. Angel, come here. Hey, come here. Thank you. Thank you. Quit it. In the car. Get in there. Thank you. Back seat. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. And not. I had to go make sure that my dogs were in here. And not harassing or being harassed by people. So see the signs, focus, and then act. The source of all. You are the source of all. You are the source of all in your life at this time. You may have felt like you don't have much control over anything throughout most of your life. You have control over a lot of things, but there are things that you do not control. The wisdom to know the difference is yours at this point. That wisdom to know the difference between things that you can control and things that you cannot control. And you're allowing those things that you cannot control to just fall by the wayside and focusing on those things that you can, taking the steps that you can. You're focusing and then taking action. You have decided that you want to see things with truth and clarity. You want to speak things with truth and clarity. You have decided that this mask has been on too long. Although this mask can help you in ways, it can hinder you too. And you're understanding when to use those things and when not to. Gaining that strength and that stability. Oh, there was a fortune card I got out of a Zoltar machine in Virginia City, Nevada at one point. An old silver mining town in the Zoltar machine, if you don't know what it is from the movie Big. And it gives you a fortune. And so I just ran into that last night. And I'm going to use those numbers. It's going to be winter. Anyway, it said do not, something about not trusting others so easily, not giving them everything right away. That is something that's going to help you as well. Being able to embrace that mask that you have, being able to love it, being able to cherish it, and being able to see the difference between being a liar and just kind of holding some things back for the time being until you know whether or not you can trust someone with the information that you're sharing. Or whether or not they're going to use it against you in some way. Change is unavoidable. Be patient. So be patient. If you're not liking the way things are right now, change is unavoidable and it does happen. It just takes some time sometimes. Some shifts and changes take time to come into being, to take place. Be confident in your heart and the love that you hold inside yourself. Be stable in that energy, strong in that energy. Don't let temptations throw you off of the path that you feel is your path and the path that you're trying to create in your life. It may be time at this time to start shedding some of the past skin and to start seeing some of the results of the past skins you've already shed. This energy of allowing yourself to be seen and heard, allowing yourself to stand tall and strong, allowing yourself to be the leader that you are without worrying that you'll be too strong for your partner, because your partner is going to be somebody just as strong as you. The only variable is rate. Metamorphosis by Aura de Prophet. Good song. The Fool. The Sun. The Eight of Wands. The Four of Swords. And the Strength. The strength to get out of your head. The ability to be able to wrestle those thoughts down. Cause inner demons don't play by the rules. So angels, angels, just keep on fighting. Cause inner demons just won't go away. Julia Brennan, I think, sings that song. It's called Inner Demons. Somebody's fighting their inner demons, battling with the insecurities inside their head, battling with feeling like every time they open their mouth, it's like, bleh, and word vomit falls out. And they don't even know what the hell they just said, because I was thinking way too much to even be able to remember what the hell just came out of my mouth just now. I don't even know what I did. There was somebody that called me recently. And I answered the phone and he's like, I didn't think you were going to answer. And I was like, well, I usually try to answer as long as I hear it or notice that I got something going on my phone. I usually try to answer. And he's like, so what are you doing? And I was like, I'm getting ready to jump in the shower. And now he just has absolutely no idea what to do, because holy fuck, now I'm thinking about you in the shower. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I really didn't even think about it that way at that time, but it's so funny looking back on it. That's how nervous that you can make some people sometimes, is they don't even know how to act or respond or what to do or what to say, or who knows, because I'm just going a little crazy over here. And you might actually be affecting somebody like that at this time. You may be affecting multiple people like that. There may be a fair amount of messages coming your way. People wanting to take action towards you. Remember, Remember these lessons that you have learned about depth, about what's on the surface and what's beneath that surface. Look at the truth of that. Try not to fall into that shallow energy. Swim deep with the mermaid and see the truth buried. Osiris. Somebody may want to look into Osiris. This one here is actually a story about a girl. It's an Irish folklore thing. I can't remember exactly what it's about, but this girl that fights this alligator or crocodile. I don't know which one it is. I watched this short the other day where this crocodile was so upset because everybody kept calling it an alligator. An alligator, don't you know the difference? And he's telling this little kitten about it, and there's this big old dog. It's the Brutus and Pixie comics. There's this big old dog that keeps an eye on this kitten all the time. And he's like, oh my God, I turned away for 10 seconds and she's getting herself in trouble again. Because she's sitting over there talking to this crocodile, but he gets over there and she's sitting there listening to the crocodile, and the crocodile's like, thank you so much for helping me and I love you so much. That crocodile was never going to hurt her. She was never in any danger because of her voice, because of who she is, has the ability to be able to tame that inner beast. So step into your courage and know that you can do just that. That everyone has that shadow side, period. It's all in how well your demons play together. And that's what's going to bring peace and harmony to the connections that you have in your life at this time. So, if anybody wanted to purchase a question, now's the time to do it. I'm probably going to be on here for about 15, 20 more minutes. If I get a question before I get through this next message portion, then I will answer it. And if I don't, you will have to wait till next time. So, let's see what else our guides want us to know about our love life currently. The Shape of You by Mercules. Great song too. Lyrical genius. Somebody who understands communication as good as you do. Audiobooks. Somebody may be considering creating audiobooks in some way. Stay-at-home mom and dad, or dad, in the spotlight, or both. Could be both. Computer work. Driving. Somebody may actually want to collaborate with you, and this could be somebody that you tried to collaborate with in the past that had no interest in collaborating, but somebody may be wanting to collaborate with you now because they see the benefits in it. They see the abilities that you have and the abilities that they have, and they're now realizing that if you take both of those abilities and you put them together in some way, that is going to be so powerful, and it's going to create something very beautiful. So somebody may definitely want to collaborate with you or work with you in some sort of way. You may be traveling a lot as well. Once again, with this traveling energy, in the spotlight, doing interviews, doing segments, yeah, TED Talk, Oprah. There could definitely be some people that are getting ready to really step into the spotlight in this group. And you could be stepping into the spotlight with a partner, but what I'm feeling is you're stepping into the spotlight with possibly an ex, one that you guys have finally figured out how to repair the friendship and how to be okay with the fact that it's never going to be what it was before, but it could be something entirely new now. And I have a feeling that this energy and the way things are playing out, the way things are happening, is going to completely remove any kind of jealousy or any kind of insecurity or self-hate or anything that comes along with this person seeing you as someone else or you seeing them with someone else. All of that, oops. All of that is going to be water under the bridge. All of it. It's no longer going to be a factor in what you have going on. That friendship is going to win out. Spirit, heavenly assistance from your angels and your guides. That's what you're receiving at this time in dealing with these situations. Work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. I don't even know how I ended up putting those back in there because I usually don't. Little luxuries generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. So those two came out earlier in this reading as well. You should definitely go back and watch some of the beginning portion of this, probably like 15 minutes in to 45 minutes in. Somewhere around there is when those two cards came out last time. The cleansing you're doing, the healing that you're doing, the go with the flow attitude that you're stepping into, all of this is divinely guided and assisted by your guides, by your ancestors. If you feel like you need the extra strength, call upon them and ask for it. Bring them some flowers. Insects? Somebody, one of your ancestors could have collected insects like where you pin the butterfly in the book, and I don't like that. It's kind of like somebody who does taxidermy. Whew, weird shit right there. Triple spiral. Listen, divine. If we did that to humans, everybody would go out of their fucking mind. They would think we were insane. But yet we do that to animals. Fucking weird, right? That is weird. It's like fucking Silence of the Lambs shit. Anyway, triple spiral. Listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. Healing. True healing of the mind, the body, and the soul. You have been doing true healing. True healing of yourself and true healing of those around you. Bringing out the best in yourselves and bringing out the best in those that you're around. Letting go of the past and allowing sleeping dogs to lie there sleeping. With love and kindness. Seek your answers within. Love without condition. See the truth. Hear the ancient ones. Once again with the ancestors. Our divine mother and our divine father. The very first ancestors who gave birth to us all. All of our ancestors are connected and related in some way. All of us are in some way. Which most people probably don't like to think about, especially when you got such a big thing about inbreeding these days. But we are all connected in ways. We are all one. We are one. That's another one you can find on the Sugar Shack Sessions channel as well. The color okay, hold on. The Color of Friendship and The Color Purple, apparently. Both of those movies could be very good movies for you to watch. What's funny is, you know, most people would expect people who are drawn to and relate to The Color Purple to be black. It doesn't matter what color the people are in that movie. If any of us have ever been in poverty, it feels very similar. It's funny because like when Floyd George, is it Floyd George or George Floyd? Because I always get it fucked up. When he died, which was an atrocity, it was. But it wasn't a race issue. People got so stuck on, focused on that division that the government wants you to believe in. It wasn't a fucking race issue though. A couple years before that, even though it got absolutely no media attention at all, a white man that was homeless was beaten to death by the cops and he wasn't doing a damn thing. He did have some mental health issues, but he wasn't doing anything to threaten anyone. Nobody did anything. Nobody stepped in. It was basically the same scenario as the Floyd George thing. But nobody made an uproar about it at all. The problem isn't race. The problem is an abuse of power that is allowed to go on. Mostly because of fear. Because people are made, pushed, brainwashed into fearing certain situations or certain people or certain levels of people. Just because somebody's in poverty or just because somebody is a homeless person does not make them a dangerous, evil person. Just because somebody doesn't have friends or family in the area that you're in and is an outsider to your tiny little community does not make them a dangerous person. That's the wisdom of our ancestors coming through. That's the wisdom that they want to pass down to us. Those who close the door to the least of me, close the door to me. To the least of me. And that's not just including poverty or homeless people. That's including the people that everyone hates, that everyone fears, that everyone thinks are just a lost cause and you shouldn't go anywhere near. Think about that for a minute, because that's a lot of the people that I've worked with over the course of my life. Healers are here to heal people who need healing. They're not here to heal people who are already healed. And hurt people do what? Oh yeah, they hurt people. And every one of us has been hurt, and every one of us has hurt somebody, intentionally or not. Who's to say whose is worst? Those with no sins cast the first stone. Sitting in a glass fucking house throwing stones at everybody around you isn't very safe, because eventually that glass house is going to come crumbling down and cut you up along the way. And then you're going to leave a nice blood trail right to the truth. That you're no better than anybody else, and I'm no better than anybody else. We are all human. So love without condition. Without expecting. Without allowing your wants to get in the way. Without distorting that perception to make it something that you can live with. Instead, see it for what it is and find the beauty in it. A volcano. There is beauty in a volcano. Yes, it does kill a lot of people. Yes, it does explode out of nowhere and destroy everything in its path, but it brings so much fucking life, so much growth. We wouldn't even have the Hawaiian Islands if it wasn't for volcanoes. They made those beautiful, lush, fertile grounds for people to inhabit. It's a beautiful thing at the same time as it is a dark and destructive thing. Mother Destroyer, yeah, one in the same. Mr. Preacher, time to take off the crown. I'm the master now, damn, it's good to be home. Just call me Alpha. It's good to be home. I messed that whole song up. I butchered everything in it. But Alpha is the name of that song. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Jake Daniels. Pain by Jake Daniels. If we want that unconditional love ourselves, then we have to give it out. Because if we are not willing to give it out, it ain't going to come back to us. 3311. That is the divinely guided path forward. That is the obstacle we need to learn to overcome. Allowing the hate to die away, the fear to die away, the division tactics to die away. And wanting to create peace and harmony, joy and happiness, love, light, friendship. The Color of Friendship is a great fucking movie. This black family in the United States during the time of apartheid in South Africa. They are dealing with a lot of political crap, dealing with the black rights in America too at that time. And so they're bringing in a foreign exchange student from South Africa because his daughter really wants to know what it's like to meet a real South African, somebody who really came from South Africa. They did not expect her to be white. She was the daughter of one of the soldiers, and actually one that was in a pretty high position as well. Over in Africa, the ones that were creating all the laws. And basically the slavery that was going on here was kind of going on there at that time instead. But even beyond all of that, they managed to breach those differences and create that friendship. Fucking weirdest friendship you ever saw. And would that black chick be able to go home with that white one? Back to South Africa and stay in her house for a week? Probably not. But that didn't even matter to them. Because what mattered was the friendship, the kinship, the love they found within each other. The similarities. Instead of allowing those differences to eat them alive, they found the similarities and they held on to those similarities and they created something fucking beautiful between the two of them. Two of Cups. In this one, it's a mother carrying her two beautiful little babies who are both half human and half bear. If you have an ex-partner who you have children with, that hate in your heart for your ex-partner is not good for your children. It's not healthy for them because they are half him. Doesn't matter who he was, they are half him. They are half you and they are half him. If they're hating you or you're hating them, that creates that hatred for each other inside of your children. And especially if one of them identifies as you more and one of them identifies as him more, it creates hatred for themselves or it creates hatred for the other. That is not a healthy thing. So when you guys are able to heal this connection, when you're able to hold that friendship over everything else, that's when a lot of things in your life is going to be healing. That's when justice can come in. That's when karma can really balance out those scales and create something beautiful. That is when this person or you will be able to let go of the other, and you'll just be able to be happy in what you do have now, even if it's not what you had before. So somebody could have really been holding on to the relationship you had in the past, and that's going to be healed. So you can move forward, so you can go after the things that you want, the desires that you have, the things that inspire you, the things that motivate you, give you passion and drive, so you can make your wishes come true. And this person is going to drop that selfishness, or you're going to drop that selfishness of feeling like the only way their wishes can come true is if you do what they want or they do what you want, and instead realizing that you want them to be happy wherever they are, even if it isn't with you, because you love them that much and to that unconditional level. That's what's creating peace and harmony. Somebody may also be going to court, and they may be getting custody of their children, or at least some sort of partial. Remember, once again, you do not want to create that divide between your children and their other parent, and you do not want to create that hatred for parts of themselves or that other parent inside of them, because when you do that, it destroys them, because they are half the other person and half you. Once again, they're half that other person and half you. Just like you are half your mom and half your dad. You have parts of yourself that are you too, that are free of them. But you come from them. You come from both of them, which makes you like both of them, part of both of them. You relate to both of them. You are related to them. So when one of them hates the other one, you start to hate those parts of you inside of yourself. And it works the same with your children. Your children start to hate those parts of them inside themselves. When you took my side, you pulled my demons to freedom. When you took their side, when you loved them, when you cared for them, when you believed in them, when you didn't turn away from them out of fear or shame or guilt or doubt, when you faced them head on and said, "You're not so scary. To me, you're a beautiful work of art." Jacob Lee Demons. You're going to be very motivated in the near future, feeling very good about yourself and feeling very good about the situations you're in. Happy love, a joyful, stable partnership, and good friends. Wishes do come true. Rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes. Wish come true. A love to defeat all loves. A love that can make it through the cloudiest, darkest, stormy days. Thunderclouds, great song too. So don't be afraid of these thunderclouds. Chandelier. Thunderclouds. Ay, ay, ay. Your love life in the future may not look exactly like what you dreamed about it being in the past, but that's because your dreams have altered, shifted, and changed as you have grown as a person, and they look different at this point in time. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In a dream, you will lose your heartaches, whatever you wish for, you keep. La 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 da, da da, da 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 da, da 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 da. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. So just keep on believing. Sagittarius, Scorpio. There may have been some hidden emotions you had for a certain somebody in the past, and this could have been mirrored as well. Christmas. Unbeknownst to you, somebody could actually be watching you. Somebody could have targeted you. This is what I want. This is my hope. This is my wish. This is my dream come true. And you may be feeling that way about somebody yourself. Death, sex, taxes. You could have dealt with a lot of gang stalking or targeting in general as well. You are an inspiration to others, a hope, something to look up to, a light in the dark sky. You are a star. She's the next Drew Barry, and I want more. All these other women keep wondering what I'm looking at her for. But she's the next Drew Barry, and I want more. So somebody knows how amazing you are. They see you, the star, already before you have even risen to the night sky. You motivate someone. You give them that passion, that excitement, that joy. You stand out so much. And even though you stand out, and even though you're in the public eye, and even though everybody notices you, sees you, and all that kind of stuff emulates you, you're a very large mystery, too, to be solved. There is not a shit ton, 4224, mirrored energy. There's not a shit ton that people know about you. People know the surface level. They know what you want them to know, and that's about it. Lazy Day. Bruno Mars. Lazy Day. L-A-Z-Y. L-A-Z-Y. You ain't got no alibi. You lazy. Yeah, you lazy. That's reminding me of, I'm a stalker. That was not what was supposed to be said there. Ooh, somebody might be a stalker. Shit. And they may be having a hard time telling you about this because you might have dealt with a lot of really fucked up shit on that front. I'm a slacker. Smoking pot and watching videos. I'm a slacker. Blow whichever way the wind blows. Y'all can go to hell. How does that sound? Because that's the person that's going to be making money because they aren't a slacker. They may look like it from the outside. But underneath, there's a lot going on that nobody knows about that you are bringing into fruition here. Fat Joe. Okay, and now we got lean like a cholo. Elbows up, side to side. Elbows up, side to side. All the girls know where the real cat at. He's not the one up there in your face. He's the one watching from the background. But he's going to realize that he has to put in some work or he ain't getting shit. Mall. Cause I'm going to the mall today. Let's go to the mall. It's a song from How I Met Your Mother that Robin sang. If anybody wants to listen to the whole thing. Yeah, some of you could be looking back on your past and just fucking laughing about it now. And some of the experiences you had or some of the things you went through or some of the times you put in so much faith or belief on certain situations where, you know, you were just dealing with a fucking clown. Fatty. Fatisma. Quasi. That song that the gargoyles sing to Quasimodo, in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, where they're trying to convince him that he's fucking amazing, regardless of what anybody has told him, and that somebody will love who he is for who he is. I don't know if you can hear me, or if you're even there. I don't know if you would listen to a gypsy's prayer. Yes, I know I'm just an outcast. I shouldn't speak to you, but still I sit and wonder, were you once an outcast too? God help my people, the poor and downtrodden. I thought we all were the children of God. So God help the outcast, or nobody will. Mystic Star. We are helping ourselves now through that power. Harmony in the home and great friendships. Philosopher's Stone. United we stand, and divided we fall. That fear and that division and that separation and that hatred and that sadness and that pain and all of that shit, the jealousy, the competition, all of that separates us. But when we're all unified behind love, care, compassion, acceptance of our differences, finding beauty in each unique individual, and no longer believing the mass consciousness on what we should believe, that's when we create those true bonds and that true love. Philosopher's Stone. Powerful manifestation of wishes and goals by harnessing universal energy, and by also realizing that we have within us what we need to defeat the monster under our bed, the monster in our closet. Extra light, end of night. Take my hand, we're off to Never, Never Land. Hi, baby, I love you. Heart Goes Boom is my oldest daughter. Safe and happy travel, protection from harm while journeying, 33 and 47. So there is going to be a journey that you're going to be going on. And you're going to be asked to step into that energy of faith and to believe. By the way, there's two fucking ducks swimming by out here together, just enjoying the day and the water, and swimming upstream too. They are swimming upstream through some pretty rough looking water out there, but they're just chilling and enjoying it. Being oldest rocks. It has its advantages, but as you know, it has its disadvantages too, because I've listened to you whine about it a lot. Being youngest has some advantages and disadvantages too. Feeling like you're in a cage. I've been the youngest, I've been the oldest, I've been the middle. Awesome. Tell her I said hi. Love you guys. Did you guys see the videos I made of you on TikTok last night? So you're going to be very protective, or very protected on this journey you're taking. You're choosing to take a journey. You're choosing to come out of the box of fear that others have placed you in, and deciding that it's time to start living your life regardless of what might happen. Love you guys. Queen of Coins. My kids are finally in my videos again. It's been a long time since you guys have been able to be in my videos. Queen of Coins, Knight of Coins, and the Eight of Cups. Walking away from situations where you had a lot of love and just leaving it sitting there to be what it is. Not dumping it on the ground, not feeling like it's a loss, not feeling like it's the end of the world, has been something that's been very hard for you to do. Nice. I hope his appointment goes good. So, You're no longer going to walk away from situations just because that's what other people want from you either. You're no longer going to be doing things to make anyone else happy anymore. You're going to be doing the things that are necessary to make yourself happy, to build yourself up. You're going to be in a very strong energy of self-respect, self-love, commitment, loyalty to you, fertility, growth. You're a very caring, nurturing, giving, generous, kind person, and you deserve that energy to come back to you. You deserve somebody that is loyal and somebody who's going to choose to do what they want to do and choose to build for themselves and the ones that they love and choose to give their loyalty where they want to give it instead of letting others dictate how they live their life or what they do in their life or what they put time, effort, and energy into in their life. You deserve the same. And so you've been walking away from a lot of situations where people do not have the same loyalty to offer you, the same stability or comfort, the same kindness or care, the same commitment and loyalty. That same energy of building fertility and growth all around them and building you up the way that you're building them up. You're deciding to leave those situations behind and you are deciding to choose yourself. And that is what's causing this shift and change too. Some of you may even be moving or deciding to leave the area that you're in. Cups by Anna Kendrick. And you're not doing it because you want people to miss you or you want people to be upset about it. You're not doing it for any of those reasons. You're not doing it because, oh, I'll show you or anything like that. You're doing it because this is what's best for you. And this is what's going to make you grow. This is what's going to put you in the most fertile ground you can be in. And finally, you have decided you are important enough to fight for in that way too. As much as anyone else is. Successful career, a happy working environment, pay raises and promotions. The star, the silver energy of the star brings good luck and serendipity. So with the Knight of Coins and the Queen of Coins here as well, you are leveling up in the finances sector. This long, hard, rough journey that's been slow and bumpy and had a lot of dips and bends and turns within it, something that has taken a long time, is going to be extremely prosperous for you, extremely fertile and abundant. There's going to be a lot of beauty and joy to be reaped from this, and there's going to be a lot of stability and strength that you're going to be coming into. Biao. What is Biao? Bio? Bio. Beowulf. So anyway, moving right along. Calm in the storm. Embrace the dark. Follow the moon. Love that you are different. Once again, with trusting in your intuition, trusting in your emotions, believing in the value of those things. Accepting your shadow sides, loving your shadow sides. Loving that darkness within yourself, loving that darkness within the world around you, instead of rejecting it, hating it, fearing it, running from it, whatever the case may be. Walk into that fucking dark proudly. Yea, though I walk through this... Hold on. Okay. My intuition guides me through that forest of darkness. The light that shines down from the moon above. And that feminine energy within guides me as I go. The love in my heart lights the way. It guides me to a new day. I will know when it's time to open up, and I will know when it's time to fill my cup. Oh, like a siren. Or like a... Oh shit, what the hell is the name of that now? I can't remember the name of that now. Those other ones that are mostly women, but occasionally men too, that pop up when there's somebody you love that's going to be passing away, or somebody in your line that's important that's going to be passing away, and usually they pop up to like the matriarch or whatever, and they scream banshee, banshee, like a banshee. The calm in the storm. The calm in the storm usually comes before the storm turns into a raging, crazy fest. Like the wind that just picked up outside extremely strongly as I was talking about that. And in response, the wind responds. It really does. The wind responds. There may be a cat around you as well. That you may have a familiar in general around you. This animal may take on a lot of the things that you take on at times. They may protect you a lot in the spiritual realm and throughout spiritual warfare as well. Love your differences. Some of you may have a dark sense of humor as well. I was playing Cards Against Humanity with a group of people at one point in time, and me and this other girl, we were the only ones that had been molested in that group, and we were making some pretty fucked up jokes in regards to that. And the other people are like, oh my God, who would do that joke? Because they're so worried about us. And that joke's not even funny, and things like that. And we're like, yeah, we made those jokes. I think they were really shocked and surprised by that. You know what? We went through those things. So shouldn't we get to decide whether or not we are going to laugh at things that do with that? Lighten the mood a bit. Not have to be so much of a stick in our ass about it just because everybody else still has problems with it and we've decided to leave it behind and let it go. We wouldn't be the people we were if we didn't. She's a very beautiful woman, the one I'm referring to. Share your thoughts. Seek the lesson. So, you are going to be sharing your thoughts. You're going to be understanding the lessons that have come from situations in the past. You're going to be okay with standing your ground, with standing out, with being you, with being different, with being in charge, with being a boss as well. Some of you are getting ready to go into very strong leadership roles, especially with the wolf and the dragon coming out. You are also embracing your darknesses. When we embrace the shadow side of a wolf, we embrace the fact that that wolf is lethal, it's deadly, and it can and will tear something to shreds when it needs to, whether that's for food or when it's feeling like it needs to defend its family. Wolves are extremely loyal to their packs, to their mates, to babies. But a lot of humans see them as evil. Wolves became our best friend through evolution. The dogs sitting at our feet used to be wolves. We tamed that wildness out of them because, who wants that wild around? Just like we try to tame that wildness out of every human we see. Some people are not meant to be tamed. Hi, beautiful. So, that's pretty much what I have for this love message today, guys. I'm going to answer your question, pre-S, and then I'm going to be done for the day. Unless somebody gets an extra question in before I'm done with yours. Remember to send payment through Cash App or PayPal before you throw your question down there. And yeah. So, I don't do yes or no questions. I do questions based on the energy. So, We will read the energy, and you can see. Is your boyfriend loyal to you? Felix Felicitas. Power symbol to create lucky, serendipitous events. There is going to be something that occurs in the near future that puts all doubt out of your mind. Every last doubt is going to flee, and you are going to see the truth very clearly. 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands, House of Illusions. We are not meant to know everything. The High Priestess tells us we're not meant to know everything. You have been putting in your work, your effort, your time, your energy. You've been manifesting. Right now is time to climb higher, to raise your vibrations, to try to avoid falling down the rabbit hole of illusions and despair. Don't allow the burdens to stack up on you to the point that you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Focus on that light at the end of the tunnel. Let go of the old and embrace the masculine. I feel like this is embrace the masculine inside of yourself, because a lot of times we can feel like we need that energy from the outside. If we are not embracing that energy inside of ourselves, I feel like you embracing that is going to allow you to have a completely different perspective. It's going to shift the way that you're viewing everything, and you're going to see things very differently, and you're not even going to be asking these questions once you do at all. It's time to let go of the old way of being. It's time to let go of anyone who is showy and flashy and trying to get your attention in whatever shallow ways they can. And it's time to start diving deep with people and building emotionally intimate connections. Not connections that are emotionally unavailable. This man is emotionally unavailable. And if you're wanting to get married to somebody right now, this isn't the one that's going to be doing it. I am sorry if that's not the answer that you wanted to hear, but that's the answer that I'm getting. And who knows, it could be something that happens in the future, because we're not meant to know. That's exactly what they told us. They told us you don't get a yes or no answer to this question by putting the High Priestess out there. If you look it up, that's what it means. You do not get an answer. What it means is listen to your intuition and trust in it. And also, while you're embracing that feminine side of yourself, embrace that masculine side of yourself. Start doing for you. Do not feel like you need somebody to save you. Do not feel like you need this person in your life, because you don't need this person. You have the things that you need inside of yourself. It's a no at this time. It may change, but it is a maybe. It's a, you're not meant to understand. You're not meant to know this answer. We cannot give you a definitive answer, because you're meant to walk through the dark at this time. And you're meant to let your intuition guide you. You're welcome, beautiful. So, that is what I have for today's reading, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, if you did enjoy it or you got something from it, if this healing energy helped you and things like that, remember to support my channel in whatever ways you can, whether that be liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, leaving timestamps, donations, hitting the super thanks button, leaving super chat stickers. Everything like that really helps me out, you guys, so much, and I really, truly appreciate each and every one of you that does those things. The people who do those things allow me to be able to support myself and take care of what I need, while I am here to help you and support you on your path as well. So thank you for that, and I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. Keeps me from having to work 24/7.